I'm going to teach you exactly how I quantum leaped in my life, 10x my income in about 60 days. Okay, and I read all the books, I watched all the videos, and nothing just clicked in my head, right? Nothing was clicking until I started implementing exactly what I'm going to teach you throughout this series. For ambitious but stuck, this video is going to show you how to quantum leap out of the matrix, and this is a continuation of the last video. So if you haven't seen the last video on how to set proper goals, go ahead and watch that. Okay, so by now we have our C-type goal, right? We're crystal clear on what we actually want. We don't know how we're going to get it yet, but that's okay. If you know how you're going to get the goal that's not the C-type goal, go back, watch that video again, because that is not your C-type goal, okay? So you just need to be able to see it in your mind. If you can see it in the mind, you can achieve it. I can never be an astronaut, right? Because I just can't picture it. That's fine. Reality doesn't exist. That's okay. Okay, so if you're still here, you have your C-type goal, which is fantastic. You're already ahead of 99% of people, right? Most people either don't have goals or they have goals that are the wrong goals and they wonder why they don't make progress. So you're already setting yourself apart. So count the small wins because small wins add up. Okay, so one thing I want you to understand is when you're making your goal, it might take a little bit when you're making that C-type goal because your paradigm is going to reject it when it comes into your head, right? So we think in pictures, so it might flash on the screen of your mind and you might typically we reject it instantly, okay? And that's because of like fear or self-limiting beliefs or something of that nature. That's okay. If you lose the picture, bring it back into your head. Okay, so just be conscious that you're conditioned to reject the C-type goal. Potentially you might be rejecting it. Just be consciously aware of it so you can keep it in the forefront of your mind, okay? Most people reject their C-type goal, right? Like, man, I really want to start this business. I know nothing about it, so I'll just keep working my job that I don't like, right? Or my job that's not paying me enough, even though I know I'm capable of more. Man, I really want that Lamborghini, but I'm only making $2K per month right now, so I have no idea how to make the money, and they reject the idea. Everything you want already exists. It's just on a different frequency, right? Everything is frequency. We just need to tap into the proper one to attract what we want to us, and that's how you manifest. Again, from the last video, the law of equal and opposite, where you are spiritually, psychologically, will manifest into the opposite, which is the physical form. When you turn on the radio and you hear music, all you're doing is tuning in to a specific frequency. You change the station, the music changes, you're just tapping into a different frequency. All right, so you want to make more money, you have to tap into the frequency of abundance, right? So you send a text message, the person's number is connected to a frequency. Thought is energy, thought is frequency. My hand, it's vibrating, it's energy, it's frequency. Everything is frequency. And your frequency is what you frequently see. Again, we're living from the inside, letting the inside shape our outer world instead of living from the outer world in. So it's super important. You do not need to know how to get to your C-type goal when you decide what you want. Do not get stuck in the how. Do not get stuck in the lack of resources, the lack of knowledge. It's not important right now. The how is going to reveal itself while you're on the journey. If you already knew how to get to the goal, you would already have it. Okay, so don't be a fool. No crap you don't have it. No crap you don't know how. You just need to make a decision and a commitment, and that is entirely in your choice. And again, if it's a proper C-type goal, it should scare you a bit and it should excite you at the same time. And there's a huge difference between knowing what to do and actually doing it. Education does not mean teaching someone something they don't know. It's teaching someone how to behave in a certain way that they don't currently behave. So just start, take action. I did not get to the top 0.1% of the sales industry, high ticket sales, by reading sales books. I had to actually apply what I was learning in real conversations, and I messed up over and over until I got to a point where I couldn't get it wrong. Right? I didn't stop when I got it right. I stopped when I couldn't get it wrong. Well, actually, I still study sales every day. Right? Education is not a one and done kind of thing. The best of the best are always learning. Right? And if I sent you a sales call, you would be mind blown. Right? And I don't say that to have ego or anything like that. I show it to through repetition, we get what we want, right? Like I reshape people's entire worldviews in 30 minutes. And then they thank me for taking thousands of dollars from them. And I feel good about it too, because I never sell anything that I don't genuinely believe would help the person, right? So don't hate on me in the comments. Salespeople have a negative connotation around it. But if I sent you a sales call for my first day or my first few months, you would get secondhand embarrassment because they were so bad. It's like I forgot how to communicate with people. Right? So the only way to get better at doing something is just by doing it. So just start doing. Do the thing. Most of us are confronted by the same challenges every single day, right? We're doing things that we don't want to do. We're getting results that we don't want to get. And for some reason, we continue to do them anyway. Why is that, right? I'll give you an example. Let's say Johnny. Johnny's a bit overweight. He wants to get in shape. So he goes on YouTube, he starts researching, he buys some books, he gets educated. He comes to the conclusion that he needs to be in a calorie deficit, right? It's all weight loss really is, right? Building muscle is a bit different. But he knows he needs to cut out soda, make some diet changes. He needs to work out a few days per week. He knows what to do. He gets started on his journey, losing weight. Everything's going good. His weight's coming off. He's going to the gym consistently. His diet is consistent for a few weeks. And then he goes out with friends, right? He goes out to eat with friends. He orders a bacon cheeseburger with lettuce and onions and ketchup, right? Now he doesn't want the result that the cheeseburger, the burger is going to give him, right? But he still eats it. So his friend goes, Johnny, I thought you were on a diet, man. And he says, yeah. So his friend goes, then why do you eat the burger? And Johnny says, I don't know. And the friend says, well, you don't want the result that it's going to give you, right? He says, right. So his friend says, so why did you eat it? He goes, I don't know. This is the problem, guys. We have no lack of information. We know, or at least have access to all the information that we could ever need. Maybe we've even read all the books. We have all the knowledge, but we're still getting inferior results that we don't want. And we continually do the things that are producing results that we don't want. Why is that? It's a paradigm. If you don't know what a paradigm is, don't worry. I'm obviously going to teach it to you. But your neighbor, your mom, your brother, your sister, your cousin, they don't know what a paradigm is. 99% of people don't know what a paradigm is. But your paradigm is the thing that's responsible for all the results you get in your life. It's just a mental programming that has pretty much exclusive control over your habitual behavior. Right? It's a mental program, and nearly all behavior is habitual. The programming or paradigms are fixed into our mind like programming, like a computer code. Right? And it's part of the subconscious mind, right? Subconscious, automatic, we don't think about it. You wake up in the morning, you brush your teeth with the same hand every single time. You put your shoes on in the same order. You tie your shoes in the same order, and you don't give it any thought, right? You don't think about these things, you just do them. It's habitual behavior. That's a paradigm. Think of your car, right? Think of your car right now. Screen of it flashes to your mind. Think of your front door to your house, your apartment. Think of your kitchen. Think of a spoon, right? See how fast an image comes to your mind? Because we think in pictures. Now picture the mind. The brain is not the mind, right? Think of the mind. Most of us don't have a picture of the mind. Now, if we're going to change the result we get in our life, we have to change our mindset, right? Mindset. Think about that. Your mind is set, but we don't have an image of the mind to work with. In order to change the mind, we need an image of it, right? Bob Proctor introduced me to this, right? If I was a surgeon, I opened up your head, I would find the brain, but not the mind. The mind it's not a physical thing. Your mind is no more your brain than your teeth are. Mind and brain are different. So let's build a picture of the mind. Okay, so this is the mind, and we're going to split it here into two parts. So we're going to have the conscious mind. Okay, so we have the conscious mind, and then we have the subconscious conscious, right? And then we have the body right here. You have the body, and then the body is responsible for every result we get in life. Okay, the conscious mind, this is the thinking mind. Okay, the subconscious mind, this is the feeling part of the mind. The conscious mind has the ability to accept or reject information. Okay, and it accepts information through the 5 physical senses. Okay, when you think a thought enough, you impress it into the subconscious mind, which is the feeling mind. The subconscious mind has no ability to reject information. It will accept anything you give it. Okay? So, again, information comes to the conscious mind through our 5 physical senses, and whatever is continuously focused on will push into the subconscious mind and form into the shape of a belief. Your subconscious mind has no ability to reject information. Your mind doesn't know the difference between what is real and what is imagined. Whatever is held in the subconscious mind will dictate your thoughts, feelings, and actions. Those are beliefs. Beliefs dictate how you think, feel, and act. That will dictate the results you get in your life. So if you were always thinking about, that's why in the goal card we put I am, when you constantly are in that level of frequency, it implants into your subconscious mind, and then you are manifesting what you want. That is how you attract the good that you desire. You change the internal belief, you change the subconscious. Let's go back to our guy Johnny, right? He watches YouTube videos, he educates himself, he knows how to lose weight, and he's using the conscious mind. He's gathering all this information, it's going right to the conscious mind. And this is what school will focus on. School focuses on gathering information on the conscious mind. We get information, we take a test. If we memorize enough of the information, we get a passing grade, right? Gathering information. But the subconscious mind is in control of what the body actually does with the information, right? And the world is not interested on what you know. Only people who can do things and get the job done get recognized for it, right? None of you care what I know. You care that I'm able to help you get a result. I was in the sauna at the gym a little bit ago. This guy was talking about Think and Grow Rich with his buddy, right? And I read that book probably 50 times cover to back, and like all sorts of notes on it, highlighting everything. But I love that book, and I chimed in because this stuff just fires me up, right? I love law of attraction, psychology, the way the mind works, right? I'm passionate about it. And I chatted with him for about like 20 minutes, and he knows everything from the book, right? But he was broke. Why is that? Because the information is in his conscious mind, right? He has to reprogram his subconscious mind to act differently, to make a change. The conscious mind is the mind that knows things. The subconscious mind is what dictates the actions we take every single day and what we do. In your paradigm is a multitude of habits. Habits are just ideas that are fixed into a person's subconscious mind that causes them to do things without any conscious thought. Right? When you first get your car, when you first start driving, you're thinking about everything. When you're taking your driver's test, you're thinking about every little detail. A year later, 2 years later, 5 years later, I don't know about you, but I'm backing out of the driveway when I'm putting in my phone and picking the music I want to listen to while putting on my seatbelt at the same time with zero thought. Right? Do you have to think about tying your shoes and brushing your teeth? No. You've done it for so long, it's part of the subconscious mind now. Right? You don't have to think about these things, they're automatic. You can do the same thing with money, right? At first, the law of attraction is hard because you don't know how. You can attract your goals subconsciously, right? Where money is just something you just attract throughout your day. So habits are just ideas, right? That are fixed in a person's subconscious mind that causes them to do something without any conscious thought. Just like brushing your teeth or tying your shoes, or when you put creamer in your coffee and you spin the spoon the same way, same thing, guys. The paradigm causes our habits. A conscious thought is, I have to brush my teeth. You do not think about brushing your teeth in the morning, you just do it. At least I hope you do, right? But that's why Johnny ate the burger. And when his friend asked him, why do you eat that? You don't want the result from it, right? He said, I don't know. Johnny doesn't know because he doesn't understand that it's his paradigm. It's his habitual way of behaving. He's been fat for so long that he still views himself as the fat version of himself. So he does what a fat person would do and what he's been doing for years. And your paradigm controls your behavior, and behavior produces the results that we get in life, right? Your behavior in your business is going to define the amount of success that you have. Your behavior with working out and eating and diet is going to produce your physique. Your behavior at work produces your results, whether you get fired or promoted or you stay at the same level for years, right? And what controls behavior? Your paradigm. What controls paradigms? The subconscious mind. What controls the subconscious mind? The thoughts we put in our conscious mind through repetition. The smartest people on the planet throughout history all agreed on one thing. It's that we literally become what we think about, right? The law of perpetual transmutation of energy. Energy is constantly moving into form through thoughts and ideas. So that's why I want you to carry your goal card and read it as often as possible, because if you read it often enough, it will push it into your subconscious mind, and it absolutely must happen. So what are you thinking throughout the day? I'm not good enough, or I can't do that, or I don't want to have another bad month in the business or in the job. You're fixing those ideas into your subconscious mind, and the universe is giving it right to you. It doesn't take long to look at your results, right? Look at the outer world and realize that you created it. But both wealthy and poor people are self-made, but only wealthy people admit it. Psychologically, you have to have $1 million in your bank account before you can have it physically. The belief comes first. Guys, it's critical you understand this. It's very, very easy to have $1 million in your bank account and go, I believe I'm a millionaire, right? That's not what belief is. Belief is believing you're the millionaire in the now when you got $5,000 in your bank account, when you're behind on bills. That's belief, that's faith. If you go psychologically often enough to where you want to be, right, to the good you desire, and you take it from a want to I have it now, you do that often enough, you're reading your goal card 50 times per day. You're writing down your C-type goals every morning and every night, and you're visualizing it. You are planting it into the subconscious, and it will manifest into your physical world by universal law. Tell you a quick story, right? I'm really passionate about fitness, right? But I've been going to the gym since I was about 16. I've been absolutely diced ever since. You can't tell because this is an oversized t-shirt. I don't really like wearing tight stuff, but one day I felt like I was slipping on my discipline, right? We need to include adversity into our lives because we live in a comfortable world, right? Self-inflicted adversity. But I was drinking too often, waking up late. I just felt myself slipping. I could see it, right? So in order to change that, I just signed up for a marathon, right? I trained 3 weeks for it and ran it. You look at ChatGPT, it's going to say, yeah, you need to train for 3 to 6 months, depending on where you're at. My last run was two years before that, right? I ran the marathon. I got second place, right? But at about mile 18 to 20-ish, it became full mental. It was not a physical race anymore. When my legs weren't working, it was not physical anymore. My legs were so cramped, I literally could not run, right? But I pictured myself crossing the finish line, and I imagined my legs moving, and then I ran the last 6 miles. So never make decisions based off where you're at currently, your current circumstances, or your current income, right? If you go and look at your bank account, and you start stressing about bills, etc., you're putting yourself on a negative frequency. Right? And you're attracting more lack into your world. In order to change your results, you have to be willing and able to change your paradigm. You're not able yet. That's fine. That's why you're here. I'm going to show you. But are you willing? That part's on you. That's your decision. You're going to get the good that you desire when you change your paradigm. So here's what I want you to do, action steps. Remember, you are not going to get the result by watching a video. You have to do the action steps and implement it. We're taking information from the conscious mind now and we're planting it into the subconscious. That's where all the results are. So do the action steps if you actually want to make a change. Okay, so get out a piece of paper again. We're going to the notebook. Write out 3 non-productive habits you keep repeating in your life that are holding you back. What productive income generating actions do you already know you should be doing, or what productive action should you be doing in your life that you haven't been doing consistently that will better yourself? If you're in sales or business, outreach, follow-up, creating valuable content, booking more calls, right? Just some ideas. If you have self-doubt, it'll express itself. If you're self-doubting, you probably won't do the follow-up. If you don't believe you have something to share, you're not going to make content. What's the point, right? Who would you become and what result would you have if you consistently replaced even one of these things holding you back? Even one of these non-productive things that you keep repeating, just one. I guarantee you, each and every one of you watching this video can double, triple your income overnight just by changing the knowing doing gap. Okay, now that you have the 3 things mapped out, put a time frame on when you're going to implement it. The exact time you're going to take action on this. And it has to be within the next 24 hours. Okay, we're starting to shift our identity. We're starting to shift our paradigm. We're building the exact ingredients required to close that gap of what I know and what I do. Okay, and we're morphing them together. And I don't care if you fumble or you mess up or you fail on like whatever you do or how bad it is. It's just about proving to yourself about the action. If you're in sales, find a hot follow-up to reach out to. If you're a business owner, message a lead. Say, hey, I have something that could really help you. Would it make sense to hop on a call and discuss it? When I was training for that marathon, and my alarm would go off in the morning, right? My paradigm would creep in and say, you can sleep in. You ran 10 miles yesterday. You earned today off. You don't have to run today, right? Yesterday was really hard. You trained really hard this week. Take the day off. When that voice crept in my head, I knew I had to get up and I knew I had to do it. I knew I had to go crush it, right? So when your paradigm says take a rest, you've been working really hard, do it later, silence it instantly with action. Speed to action. When your paradigm says take a rest, you've been working really hard, you can do it later. Let's just go watch Netflix and relax. Let's go have a beer, Silence that BITCH voice. I'm trying to spell it because I don't want to get censored on YouTube or shadow banned. I don't really know how it works, right? But when that voice kicks in, you need to silence it instantly by taking action and prove to it. It doesn't have a saying. You don't have to listen to it. Like when your paradigm says you can't send a message for follow-up if you're in sales, oh, you're going to annoy them. Send them the message. Silence that voice instantly, right? It's just when we set out to do new things, our old toxic paradigm and beliefs are going to try and kick in and keep us in our comfort zone and stay the same. It's very important you understand that, right? Like that's the part of the brain that kept us alive as cavemen. We do not need it. If you listen to it, nothing will ever change. You have to take action no matter how uncomfortable it is, no matter how much fear you have. You have to reprogram it. Okay, your paradigm, it's a person in your head that's against you. And realize that they know your darkest insecurities, your deepest, darkest fears, and they use that to win, right? Again, they want to keep you in your comfort zone, so they will use everything they can. They're going to throw the whole book at you. But if you're consciously aware of that, you can take action anyway, right? If there's a woman in an abusive relationship, unfortunately, and let's say she's been stuck in it for 10 years, it's part of her program. She's been programmed to be treated like that, right? She gets out of the abusive relationship and she meets the most amazing dude, right? He treats her really well, buys her flowers, all that stuff. Treats her like a queen. He's nice, he's kind, he gives her the world. And what does she do? She sabotages that relationship because she's looking for red flags that don't exist, because she's not used to being treated that way. And some women go from abusive relationship to abusive relationship. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it like I think that's a good thing in any way, shape, or form. It's terrible, But I'm just making a point here. It's not that they want to be in a toxic relationship. They have been programmed to be in one. And that's all they know, right? A guy treating them nice is just so foreign for them. They instantly reject it, even though it is what they want at the end of the day. I used to make $2,000 a month. Last week, I made $5,000 in 15 minutes. That's quantum leaping, guys. And you can do the same thing, right? Napoleon Hill said in Think and Grow Rich, when money comes, it's going to come so fast, you'll wonder where it was hiding all these years. I used to not believe him for a while, right? But if you're benefiting from this, which if you're paying attention, you are, share it with someone you feel like would benefit as well. Okay? Share the video. Everything is equal and opposite. In order to receive, first you must give. Right? I'm here for you guys. I'm giving to you guys. I'm giving you guys the sauce. Yes, I have a goal in mind, an income goal, but I know in order to receive it, to get there, first I got to give. Right? Tell me what you want. I'm showing you how to do it. That's the value I'm giving you. I have to give value to reach my goal. The more people I give to, the more money I'll earn. Right? But if I want to earn more, I got to give more value. The richest people in the world, they give the most. So if you're benefiting from this, share it with someone, subscribe, because I'm going to be posting the next video, the follow-up video, in the next few days. So like and subscribe, or if you want more direct help, you can join my school as well. I'll post it in my bio on YouTube and either in the description or in the comment section. So if you want more hands-on help, I will show you step by step how to apply these to your life, to quantum leap, to make more money, live a more fulfilled life.